The guest room. Twisted Wonderland's cute and cozy housing simulator. Here you can stretch your creative muscles by mixing various aesthetics together to create something unique, or you can recreate your favorite dorm. But regardless of what you choose to do, the world is your oyster, right? Wrong. This is a diabolically deceptive system that will take you for a ride if you aren't familiar with its inner workings. That's because the guest room isn't just about flexing your interior design skills. It's also the only place where you can raise your card's friendship level. However, the game only vaguely explains how to increase your comfort and gives you the bare bones of friendship leveling. It doesn't flesh out how these two things are actually impacted by the guest room's core mechanics. This missing information is extremely important if you want to do either of these things efficiently, especially if you're looking to raise your comfort above the 3,000 threshold, or get excellent friendship bonuses. I went down a rabbit hole trying to get all this sorted, and my goodness, once you know how this system functions, your world completely changes. Or at least mine did. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and expose these mechanics to better understand the guest room as a whole. But before we get into the weeds, I do have a quick disclaimer. The systems we're going to be discussing and what impacts them are the same in both the EN and JP servers, so the majority of the video will be applicable to both. However, please be aware that some of the suggestions I'll be making will only be relevant to the current state of the EN server. In the interest of keeping things as spoiler-free as possible, I ask that you refrain from talking about any unreleased EN content in the comments, or to at least mark it so that folks can avoid it if they want to. I'm also coming at this with the assumption that you are interested in friendship level or comfort level specifically, and are already familiar with the other functions of the guest room like the gauntlet and crafting. If you would like me to go more in depth about the entire housing system, including those other bits, please let me know in the comments and I'll get it added to my list. For now though, in this video, we're going to focus on friendship and comfort specifically. So with that out of the way, let us begin. When you're first introduced to the guest room, your options are limited. Until you hit certain room ranks, you won't be able to access features outside of the gauntlet, crafting, and placing furniture. To unlock features like inviting characters, cleaning, saved layouts, and duplicate keys, you'll need to increase your room rank, and to do that, you'll need to complete a few tasks. Most of the time, these tasks will include raising your comfort level to certain milestones, which you can do by crafting and placing furniture. Your comfort level will determine how many room tokens you receive per hour, so increasing it is also a great way to farm tokens to buy materials and other goodies. You can check where you're at any given time by looking at this little coffee cup down here. Clicking on it will reveal a status page which tells you a whole lot, except how any of this actually is calculating your comfort level. Sure, it will tell you how many points certain furniture sets give you, and the game does warn you not to place too many things lest your comfort be negatively affected, but that's about all it does. So how the heck does comfort level actually work, and what do these stats really mean? The top of the status screen shows your total calculated comfort level, how many tokens per hour that score gets you, and how many tokens your guest room can hold at one time. Underneath that, half of the screen is taken up by furniture series bonuses, while the other half contains various metrics. The furniture series section will tell you how many pieces of furniture from a predetermined set you've placed in your room, as well as how many base comfort points those furniture pieces are giving you. These points do not take any additional bonuses into consideration, so these numbers can be a little bit misleading. The theme points graph will show you how many theme bars or points you're getting based off the furniture pieces you've placed in your room. However, these points, as they are shown, do not directly tally into your comfort level. Similarly, the dorm points counter at the bottom shows you the exact amount of dorm points your placed furniture pieces are giving you, but these points are also not the ones being added to your comfort level. Despite the overall design of this page presenting itself as the comfort level tracker, it doesn't give you all the information you need to actually understand why your comfort level is the way that it is. This is in part because this status screen is not only tracking metrics for comfort level, but also for friendship leveling. However, these two leveling systems use this information in completely different ways, so when these metrics are lumped together like this, they can be misleading. Comfort level is impacted by many things, like how many furniture items are placed, what their theme and dorm affiliations are, and if they're part of a predetermined set. Your comfort level will receive bonus points for having predetermined set items, sure, but it will also receive bonuses for having theme and dorm sets that are not shown anywhere on this status page. If you place 8 or more items of Q furniture, it will count as a cute theme set, or group as I'll be calling them. And if you were to place more than 8 items of Octavanel furniture, you'd receive a bonus for having an Octavanel dorm group. These bonus points are not displayed anywhere, and there is no visual indicator on either side of the stat page to denote the specific bonuses being received for these. The only way to determine how well you're doing in this regard is to read the visual piece of the theme graph. If the web is balanced between the themes, your comfort level will likely be higher, and if the dorm points are more evenly spread, you're likely to be getting multiple bonuses there too. However, the theme and dorm numbers as they're shown are tied directly to friendship leveling. Each character has preferred themes and a dorm affiliation, and the points on the graph as well as the numbers tallied by the dorm icons are what's considered when a character is invited to the room. What you see will let you know what kind of experience bonus your card might get, but this is only clearly defined for the dorm piece because the theme graph has no actual numbers, just visuals, so you can never really be sure of where exactly you stand. This page is where I got tripped up when I first started, and where I think a lot of other folks might be getting confused, since the game doesn't really provide any guidance for either comfort or friendship, and certainly doesn't explain what any of these things mean. But hopefully I've explained it clearly enough that you now have a good idea of what to look for with regards to your target level. On the comfort side of things, a well-balanced room where all students regardless of dorm affiliation can come and enjoy the space is the priority. For this reason, comfort level requires that more than one dorm be represented in a relatively equal manner, with all the furniture themes being balanced as well to suit everyone's taste. This is why having that balanced web on the theme graph and a somewhat equal number of dorm points can be good indicators of your comfort progress. You can also increase this level without having very many set series bonuses because comfort level is also ranking the theme groups and dorm groups along with their bonuses. Like I mentioned before, these dorm group and theme group bonuses are not displayed in the tracker and are different from the theme points and dorm points displayed. So up until now, you may not have even known that they exist. But if you want a high comfort level, you have to take these group bonuses into consideration and plan your furnishings accordingly. Since theme and dorm groups reward you with bonus comfort points once you meet their requirements, setting up your room to give you as many of these bonuses as possible will help you overcome the 3,000 mark and may even get you close to the 4,000 mark. The most obvious benefit to setting up your room in this way is the tokens you'll receive. With my current comfort setup, I'm getting 17 tokens an hour or 408 a day. If I were to use a friendship room instead for the purpose of token collection, I'd be at 12 or less per hour, netting me only 288 or less a day. You'll want to be raking in tokens since you can use these in Sam's shop to help you obtain various Guestroom materials, including friendship stickers, sun shards, and those cute dorm plushie items. Friendship requires a completely different room setup, so creating both a friendship and comfort room will drain your resources. So, having a purse full of tokens will help you replenish your stocks more quickly. Now let's get into how group bonuses work and how you can use them to set up your comfort room. As previously discussed, to get bonuses for the theme sets, you need to have 8 or more pieces of furniture placed in your guest room that all have the same theme attribute. For instance, placing those 8 cute furniture pieces will give you a bonus for having a cute theme group, even if those furniture items do not fit into a single series set displayed in the status screen. Similarly, if you have 8 pieces of furniture with the same dorm affiliation, you will receive a bonus for having a dorm group even if those furniture items are not included in the dorm series set on the status screen. Because of these bonuses, it's important to try to get as many theme and dorm groups as possible. If you have a cute theme group and a unique theme group, you'll be getting bonuses each time you place furniture that's either cute or unique. If you have 8 or more pieces of furniture in every theme, then every piece of furniture you place will count towards a theme group bonus, which will score you more points. This will help boost your comfort level significantly, especially since each dorm generally has one theme attribute that's prioritized across their furniture. If you plan to have 3 different dorms that prioritize different themes, you can easily complete both the theme and dorm groups without needing too many furniture items. This is important because placing too many furniture items and getting too close to your max placement cap can negatively affect your comfort level. The last 10 items in your guest room count as a sort of clutter, with each item placed taking away more and more points. This is why the game recommends not placing too many items. However, if the items you place count towards a theme group, dorm group, or both, the bonus points you get can outweigh the negative clutter points, so you can still increase your comfort level even in that situation. This is how my comfort level is still above 3,000 even though I've placed all 70 items. I could probably get my comfort a bit higher if I had more basic pieces instead of unique ones, but I'll take what I can get for now. When placing your last 10 items, you just need to be careful that what you're placing does in fact further these bonuses, and you also want to ensure that these pieces aren't duplicates. Duplicate items will decrease your comfort score, so placing 10 of the same exact couch will actually make your room less comfortable, if you can believe it. But there are certain furniture items like rugs and room dividers that are exempt from this negative effect, so placing duplicates of those items won't detract any points. Because these items are generally a low rank and sometimes only have one theme attribute, you're also not likely to really boost your comfort with them, but depending on your goals, a couple duplicate dorm rugs may not hurt. Regardless, where comfort is concerned, I would caution you against using duplicate furniture unless you have a solid strategy formed around it. The last bonus you can receive that counts towards comfort are the furniture sets shown in the status screen. You can receive a decent number of points from completing these sets since the furniture pieces within them work well together. Sometimes these sets can even further the other 2 bonuses, like with the dorm sets for the dorm groups, and event furniture sets for theme groups. The points you receive are displayed clearly in the status screen, and if you're placing R-rank furnishings, making sure they're included in these sets can help you get more points for them too. These are pretty self-explanatory from a crafting standpoint, and you can always check which items count towards these bonuses by tapping on them in the status screen. Now, to set up a comfort level room, you should try prioritizing crafting SR and SSR rank furnishings as much as possible. These usually have 2 themes and sometimes have dorm affiliations as well, so they can count towards multiple bonuses, saving you space and resources. If a piece is unique and cute, it will count towards both theme group bonuses, and if it happens to be affiliated with a dorm, then it'll also count towards the dorm bonus. Between the 3 types of bonuses, set, dorm, and theme, the ones that count towards a majority of your points will be the dorm and theme. Set bonuses are nice and you can get more points for lower ranking furniture items with them, but working towards the multi-theme furnishings and dorm furnishings will serve you better in the long run. This is especially true with the dorm furnishings, as these can not only be used to boost your comfort score, but can help land you bonus friendship experience as well. This is also pretty true with the theme furniture, but SR and SSR dorm furnishings give out the most amount of dorm points, and you can directly see this impact shown in the actual number displayed below the dorm. These types of furnishings also require dorm gems to craft, and these gems can be a pain to acquire. So, choosing dorms and furnishings that can work towards both comfort and friendship will save you time and resources. For this reason, try to target the dorms of characters that you also want to increase friendship with when crafting for comfort. To break past the 3,000 comfort level mark, you'll want to target at least 3 dorms and have all 5 themes. You can target 4 or 5 dorms if you want to, just make sure that if you're doing so, that you pick ones that cover the different themes. I have my comfort room set up with an Octavinelle section, a Pomfiore section, and a hearts level section, and a teeny tiny little Diasomnia section. The rest of the room is filled with large furnishings that further my theme goals. This setup brings me over 3,000 even though I've placed all 70 possible furnishings. You obviously don't have to follow this layout exactly, you just have to follow the principles of 3 dorms and all themes. If you don't want to take my word for it, you can visit some other high comfort level rooms, and I'd be willing to bet you'd see a similar spread of dorm and theme items displayed in some fashion there too. Once your comfort level is where you want it to be, you can sit back, relax, and farm tokens. Or you can work towards friendship. If we return to the stats page, we can see our lovely theme points and dorm points prominently displayed on the right side of the screen. Like I mentioned before, these 2 metrics are directly related to friendship leveling, and you need both to be at certain milestones in order to get boosted experience during invites. The invite feature is the main way that you upgrade this card aspect. However, friendship can also be increased with gifts. You can get gifts from cleaning, a minigame where you collect the trash of folks left in your room and receive various rewards for doing so. These reward items can include friendship upgrading stickers or character-specific friendship items, which you can use in the gift feature to raise friendship immediately. Stickers can be purchased in the room token shop too, but there is a limited stock, so gathering enough of these items to fully max a card's friendship can take a while. That's why I imagine that most folks focus their efforts on the invite feature, where you can invite a specific card to your room every 12 hours for free. It's not the quickest way, but it is consistent, and if you've set up your room properly, you can receive boosts that expedite the friendship leveling significantly. Each character in the game has their own unique preferences and is affiliated with a specific dorm. These preferences are character-specific, not card-specific, so all cards of a particular character will share the same preferences. This means that once you set up a room for Floyd to enjoy, every version of Floyd will enjoy that room regardless of rank or outfit. When you go to the invite or gift page, you'll be met with all of the cards with their character preferences displayed in these icons. For gifts, once you select a character, you can then select the gift items that you want them to receive and preview the experience they'll gain from them. You can then give those items to that character for immediate results. For invites, clicking on a character will spawn a pop-up that asks if you want to invite that character to your room. If you hit OK, the character will rate your room based on either their theme preference or their dorm affiliation, with which one they choose being determined by RNG. The only way to tell which was ranked is to listen to or read their invite voice line, as this will denote which one was scored. There are 4 ranks these scores can fall under, with each rank having its own requirements for both theme and dorm respectively. The ranks themselves are Good, which gives the base rate, Good Plus, which gives 1.5 times the base, Great, which gives twice the base, and Excellent, which gives 2.5 times the base. There is no visual indicator to denote the difference between Good and Good Plus, but there is one for Great and Excellent. Despite these being visually similar to the Good, Great, and Excellent card leveling bonuses, which one you get for friendship is not determined by RNG, but rather by the dorm and theme points of your room layout. This is very important to understand, as the furniture you plan for your comfort room could also be used for your friendship room, but if you're like me and assumed that RNG played a role here, you could be spending a lot of time crafting things you don't need. Invite friendship experience is gained at the exact moment the card is invited, so any changes made to the Guestroom layout after the character is already in it will not affect this rating or the experience gained for that invite. But such changes will affect future invites. Since these bonuses are granted either from dorm points or from theme points, you'll have to set up your friendship room in a very specific way. This lovely wiki has the data for dorm and theme points already compiled into this nice table, so we'll be using it to help visualize what we're talking about. These numbers were pulled from player data though, so they may not be 100% accurate. However, they are good guidelines to follow, particularly where dorm points are concerned, since dorm points are very clearly calculated and displayed in the Guestroom stat page. If your dorm points reach these milestones, you'll likely be getting their corresponding experience boosts if dorm is scored during an invite. Since SR and SSR furnishings give out the most dorm points, prioritizing them can help you reach the 401 mark much more easily. Most furnishings at the higher ranks also have a creation limit of 20 or 30 respectively, so you unfortunately can't just mass produce 60 chairs and call it a day. It's best to mix and match SR and SSRs together so that you can leave room for more themed pieces, especially if a character's preferred themes don't really match their dorm furniture themes. Speaking of, themes are far more complicated to calculate for a variety of reasons. The first is that there are no numbers displayed in the stat screen, so you have to estimate where you're at by counting the line intersections. Each intersection does count as a theme bar or point gained, but if you're between points, good luck figuring out how many bars you actually have. This chart also appears to have a maximum of 6 points for each theme, given that there are only 6 line intersections displayed. However, this is inaccurate, as you can actually exceed 6 points in a given theme, but there is no visual indicator to tell you that this has happened, which, if you don't know how cards actually score their themes, could mislead you down a dangerous path. You know how every character has 2 unique themes? Did you know that only one of them scores full points? Yep. The primary theme will give you full points for each bar scored in that theme, but the secondary theme will only score half of the points. If you hypothetically had 6 unique bars and 3 cute bars for Floyd, you would only be getting 7.5 points when theme is scored, not 9, because the 3 cute bars only actually count for 1.5 points. I think that the game has set up the chart like this to encourage players to visibly max out both themes for their target friendship characters, as 6 bars in both would get you 9 total points. However, doing that is exceptionally difficult, perhaps even more so than raising dorm points. It is much easier from a crafting standpoint to prioritize furnishings that have the primary theme and flood the room with those, since those will work towards the full points. If these furnishings have the proper dorm affiliation or even have the correct secondary theme, they can be extremely useful in setting up a friendship room. Certain characters, like Vil, work well in this regard because the SSR dorm couch meets these requirements. Mass producing this item will let you raise the theme and dorm stats all at once, making it much easier to level up Vil's friendship. However, there are characters like Lilia, who love cute and unique things, but almost all of Diasomnia's dorm furniture is neither of those things. You could technically fill a room with the special plushie items, as these have both themes and are dorm items, but you'll need so many tokens to make that happen. These items also don't easily transfer to the other characters within that dorm, like Malleus, who like stylish and basic things. So you'd still have to grind away making furnishings for him. This doesn't mean that it isn't worth pursuing friendship with Lilia. It's just a bit harder to do so strategy becomes even more important. As far as I know, there aren't any solid metrics for how furniture pieces get you theme points once they are placed. From a few little tests I did, it seems like the larger items give more theme points compared to the smaller ones, which makes sense to me since they take up more space within the room. It also seems like the primary theme of a furnishing gives out more points than its secondary theme, but I'm a sample size of 1, and the theme graph is hard to read, so take this with a grain of salt. If you end up experimenting around though, let me know what you find because I'm very curious. In any case, when setting up a room to upgrade friendship, it can be good to pick either the theme or the dorm to be your focus up front. The furnishings you include are going to be entirely dependent on who you're trying to level, so I'm not even going to attempt to go into every character's specific case, but If your target character will let you get both criteria easily, like Bill, then go for both at the same time. If your target character is more like Lilia, pick whichever criteria will let you either increase the friendship easily or let you upgrade some of your other cards too. In all cases, try to look for upper rank dorm furnishings that match at least the primary theme of your target character and try to craft some of those. If you're going for dorm points, make sure you prioritize crafting SR and SSR furnishings. If you're going for theme points, just make sure the furniture you're placing has the primary theme as its first theme to get as many points as possible. Regardless of which you're going for, you're going to need duplicates, and they are totally okay here. In fact, duplicates can be especially helpful for folks who have dorm furnishings with their preferred themes, like Bill from before. One of the better furniture pieces to craft that will let you get both themes and the dorm points for every character in the game are the character portrait items. These will have a character's preferred themes and their dorm affiliation as attributes, so if you can craft all 10 of the SR rank frames, you can get yourself 60 dorm points pretty easily, and you don't have to use any large gems. These will also further the theme stats, so they can be quite useful. Just be careful not to craft the R rank ones, as these will only give you 40 dorm points a set, but they still take up a decent amount of resources that you could be using on other furniture items. Since SR rank character portraits of SSR cards are only unlocked after uncap level 1 and groovification, these aren't always the answer for a friendship room, but they can give a boost and are genuinely easy to craft, so they can be a good supplemental piece to incorporate. When upgrading friendship, it can be good to set up a room that gets you a great bonus in one area with a good plus bonus in the other, at least to start with. Crafting dorm furnishings can take a while since the higher tier items need more gems, and even regular furniture pieces can take a lot of resources too. So it'll probably take you a while to get to your target levels in both focuses. The 1.5 bonus you get from the Good Plus is still going to raise your friendship decently, and having the Great 2x bonus will also do that as well. So don't stress about getting the Excellent one right away. In fact, I've only just been able to accomplish the Excellent bonus with my dorm points in Octavanel, mainly because I crafted a lot of the R furniture when the guest room first came out because I thought that these tables were cute. And I do not have a lot of SSR pieces because I wasted my gems on the little guys. So, I don't have a lot of room for the theme furniture right now. But if you're ever strapped for dorm gems, you can level SSR cards up with stickers if they are close to certain milestones, since certain friendship levels will reward you with gems from their dorm. You can't get a lot of big gems this way, but it could help you out if you're in a pinch otherwise. On that note, when taking on gauntlet battles, make sure you're actually taking on the challenge for the gems you need. Octavanel's gems are very similar to Pompfiore's, and the same can be said for Scarabia and Heartslipple. The characters you need for battle will generally include folks from the target dorm, but sometimes they can overlap, like with Kaleem and Kater in the pop music battle, but the gems gained are for Scarabia. The colors and their dorms are as follows. Lavender is for Octavanel, Violet is for Pompfiore, Crimson are for Scarabia, and Rose Red is thankfully for Heartslipple. So, if you weren't already familiar with these differences, just look out for them the next time you head into the gauntlet. But at this point, I have a feeling you might be asking, how can you get both a high comfort room and a friendship room in one layout? The short answer is you can't. Not in one layout at least. Since these systems use the same metrics in completely different ways, it's almost impossible to set up a room that is both comfortable and gives you friendship bonuses. However, the game is very generous and has a snazzy function that will let us have our cake and eat it too. The saved layout feature is unlocked at room rank 26 and allows you to swap between layouts you've previously set up and saved. You can have up to 4 layouts saved in this way, and switching between them is as easy as tapping a few buttons. So you can set up your comfort room once, save it and label it, then set up a completely different layout to raise friendship level with the character or characters of your choice. You can then save those layouts to different slots, label them, and swap between all of your saved layouts when you're about to invite a character over. Once the character has been invited, you just swap back to your comfort layout to continue farming tokens. This way, you don't have to go through the whole process of placing all your comfort pieces, then clearing your room and placing all your friendship pieces, and then clearing again to put all your comfort back. You get the picture. If your room rank isn't at 26 yet, then my recommendation is to focus on comfort level, making sure that the dorm furnishings you do craft will be useful to you in the future, and try to get as many tokens as you can with what you have. Getting up to rank 30 will also require you to have certain numbers of dorm points at certain milestones, so preparing the SR and SSR furnishings in advance can make this milestone a bit easier as well. Once you've gotten to 26 though, you can start working on some friendship layouts utilizing the furnishings you already crafted. If you're like me and have already hit 30, but perhaps hadn't known any of this previously, the best time to start planning is now. You likely already have furnishings you can use, so you just have to start strategizing around what you have. Try to save yourself as much time as you can and use your resources well going forward. So hopefully you all now have a better understanding of the Guestroom's leveling mechanics and are inspired to create your own comfort and friendship layouts. If you did find this video helpful, please let me know with a like or a comment or maybe even a subscribe. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, or have something you would like me to cover, please let me know below. Now, before you go, I just want to let you know that you're amazing and I hope you have a wonderful day.